try to talk loud so you can hear me. So the first question I got was doing like hanging from a pull-up bar, how to do it to help with actually what's called a spondylolisthesis. That's when one vertebrae is moving forward. Usually it's L4, L5. But we kind of see that anyways with what we talk about in class is our hips being forward. So those bottoms for lumbars are going forward anyways. So this will help a lot of people because we're always trying to suck that area in, lengthen. And the way that we can do that, because we want to address the chest too, because most of us are rounded. So when I did pull-ups, it was always about numbers, you know. And I could do more when I was actually doing chin-up and not a pull-up. Close skip, because I'm rounded and I'm hunched, and then my back all turns in. I could do more like that, but it's not about doing a ton of pull-ups. It's about adding enough weight to us where we can't even do one. That's really where we're going to strengthen the spine and challenge the spine. So we want to reverse that and go pull-up, wide grip pull-up. And then as soon as you get wide, as soon as we fix one area, another part of our spine cheats because our bodies suck. So if we go wide here, we arch in the back and that gets pushed forward. So we're going to use a weight. And usually I use a heavier weight than this, but you can mess around with it because I want it enough where it's really hard for me even to pull up. I'm just going to get about here. So I'm just going to pretend like it's really heavy. So I get as wide as I can. I'm going to grab the weight with my feet and I just hold it here. And I let it pull my spine down as I hold that weight there. So now even like doing one is really tough. And start to get that nice shake going on. And otherwise, if I'm back here, I arch and my neck pulls back. As soon as we add that weight in, it corrects that spine. So most of us have this issue where these are very tight and they want to curl in like that, put our weight behind us. So you're retraining those hip flexors. And just hanging there with the weight is really going to help you out. That's my thoughts on that. And the next one was about planks. So if you come over here to this next scenario. Just as when we're doing the foundation training, even though we're doing simple motion, it's a lot of work in a simple motion. Same with that pull-up. It's a ton of work just for one. The more we do, the sloppier we get with it. We're hitting our arms more than our spines. So set yourself up for the plank. Do it well. I always tend to lengthen. Try to go down and do it almost like we're doing it like a founder, going down to the ground. And I try to walk out on my fingertips. So grass is actually a great place to do this. Then I drive forward where I'm lengthening my spine, holding it there. That's much tougher. I'm not going to be able to hang there as long. And I'm already engaged here because I set it up when I started. So you walk your way back in. So even when I was here, I set that up. And then going down. It's a great rotator cuff exercise too. Then we're lengthening at the bottom. Walking back up. So like a normal low plank, where I'm rounded, I can probably hold that for 5 minutes. Fingertips, 40 seconds. Start shaking. So less is more. We're doing a lot more work for the spine in a short amount of time. And you're saving yourself time. Because here we're just, especially if we're here, resting on those wrists, which can become painful. As soon as I activate those arches, it just translates to the spine. And you'll notice in foundation training, what he's always doing is he's sphere of tension. He's activating the same thing. And that just translates well. Same with the feet. And we just did a talk last night from a guy called Mojo Feet. He's orthotics. And I like anyone who says his whole goal is to get you away from orthotics eventually. So we don't want to, same with chiropractic, we're trying to get you away. And trust anyone who says they don't want to see you anymore. So they're trying to get you better, trying to get you stable. And one point he was making is he was talking about foot exercises. And that has a lot to do with, let's go over this one. I'll get barefoot, you don't have to. And I can't even do this exercise well, but it's kind of what we do anyways, is first we lift up, why? It centers our weight. We're picking he just picked the toes up. You notice even if you just dorsiflex, it kind of shifts your weight back. Even just lifting those toes up, the center of gravity goes into my hips where we want it. And then we activate the arch. So what he did is he pulled the big toe down, and then that pinky toe he tried to get down to the ground. So we're kind of spreading while lifting the middle three up. See that? It's really tough to do. But that translates here, just as in when I was doing the plank, translating to the hips. It's the same joint, ball socket, ball socket. There's a connection between those two. So that's a great foot exercise You'll notice foundation training of the exercise he gave us, outside arch kind of pulls up to do that. Here. So that's a big issue with this muscle doing that. A lot of us are on the outside of our feet all the time, feet all the time, and when we turn in, we engage the hip hinge. Makes sense? You can do it in the shoes, you can see it better with
Yeah,
the
I could feel it, but it's really hard to isolate
and
the three.
it was hard to see me bringing up those three too.
Yeah.
So it looks like this from first shifting back, grabbing, and then you're lifting those middle three up like that. So something for me to work on as well. But that's good, just from the other day with what he was talking about. And I was talking to him about the hip flexor and how we don't engage that when we have too much cushion in our shoe. And he's like, yeah, he really agreed. And like what he said is he no longer wears his orthotics. He strengthens his feet enough. And that's the goal with that. You know, I make a lot of videos about feet, so this is what I do on vacation is I'll wear my backpack backwards. And why that is most of us are already strong here. The extensor, the spinal erector muscles, they pull us back, and then that fights against this ability to engage. So as soon as you add a backpack to that, you're actually helping those spinal erectors pull you here. So unless you're an old man in flexion, you know, that might help you out. But most of us are already too disengaged there. The spinal erectors are too strong. As soon as you flip it around, it kind of centers your weight a little bit. And you'll notice that you can't slump like this. You have to kind of pull with your rhomboids, those muscles that attach the shoulder blades to the spine. You have to contract, and that broadens your chest. And no one's stealing your stuff. It's right in front of you. It's behind you. They can sneak in your bag. This is a good way to do that. And that can really help. I notice the weight kind of just shifts us out of that bad posture and really stacks us over top. Just keeps us more conscious too, more engaged there. Carrying the bag on one side. This is an exercise. Go to suitcase carry. Level yourself out. And walk with it. It's actually harder. What's doing all the work now? Your spine. Your spine is forced to level. We were on a cruise boat, and I was walking on the treadmill, and I was noticing everyone was holding on, is what I noticed. Everyone's holding on because the boat's shifting. So I'm like, well, this is great spinal exercise. The boat is shifting left to right, so I'm trying to walk, not holding on, just making it a little bit harder. You can see that in Jiminkani. Even when they're not in the boat, they're holding on. You know, it's throwing off your whole biomechanics. Your arms are meant to go to your legs. That cross-crawl motion that we need. So adding that in really helps. So the bag will actually make you a little unsteady too. Another good thing for a vacation is if you can't bring a foam roller, it's a little too big, you can use this in the plane. You can put this behind you here, behind you up here, and you're probably going to have some neck pain anyways, so you'll need it for later if you're on vacation. Those are my vacation tips.